those speeders ready yet? They are now. Then get out on your patrol. Yes, sir.
Confirming no activity in the vicinity. Patrol, regroup on my position. Move to the next quadrant.
Understood.
Rebels have overrun our position. They're taking our speeder bikes. Rebels are escaping. All available units, pursue and engage.
Sharp left turn ahead. Rebel vehicle blasted.
Well done, Patrol. We have them now.
Hello there, you've just been looking at this custom Star Wars Lego Speeder Bike with Scout Trooper. And if you like the look of this model and you think it's something that you would like to build for your Lego collection, you can find free building instructions for this model on Rubricable. And I'll put a link to this page in the description of the video so that you can find it. Please note, however, that the designer of this model, who is Juergen Wittner, and you may be familiar with some of his more recent stunning Lego Star Wars UCS style models, did not include the parts inventory or the instructions for the Scout Trooper for this speeder bike build. The reason being is that the Trooper design actually comes from a MOC titled The Emperor's Arrival, designed by a different designer called One Case. Now, I thought it was actually a little unfair of Juergen to include the Scout Trooper in his images of this speeder bike MOC, but then to not include the instructions for it, as it means if you want to build the bike and the Scout Trooper, you'd have to buy the instructions from One Case for his model to get the Trooper instructions, even if you don't want to build One Case's model. So I've studied quite a few images of this Scout Trooper and I've mocked it up in Studio. My version is similar to One Case's version, but for example, I use different parts for the arms, so it is slightly different. I'll put my Studio model file and a parts list for this Scout Trooper in a Google Drive folder so that you can download the files. Meaning that if you want to build the speeder bike, you now have the instructions for that, and you have the information that you need to build the accompanying Scout Trooper. A link to that Google Drive folder will be in this video's description. And one more thing, there are a couple of parts for this build that I found a little bit difficult to find on Bricklink, so I'll put some supporting comments regarding buying the parts for this model in a README type file that I'll put in that Google Drive folder, as you may find that intel to be useful if you'd like to build this model. So wrapping up, I really like it. I feel like it's source material accurate, it looks excellent on display, and I found it to be refreshing and enjoyable to build a small model for a change that can be completed in almost under an hour. As usual, if you have questions about the model, just leave a comment on the video and I'll get back to you. That's all for this one. Until I see you in the next video, happy building and take care.
They are now. Then get out on your patrol. Yes, sir.
Confirming no activity in the vicinity. Patrol, regroup on my position. Move to the next quadrant.
Understood.